Most of Americans won't believe this, but this explosive diarrhea is because of Donald Trump. He said, if I'm shitting on myself, y'all shitting on y'allself. In July of 2025, FoodNet reduced a program that tracked food poisoning infections. The required monitoring was cut down from 2 pathogens to 8. The program had been in place for 3 decades. Now, if this program was in place for over 3 decades, what would make the Trump administration think that this program wasn't needed to begin with? This airborne parasite is getting so serious that health officials are urging people as well as restaurants to take special care of their food. Michigan, as well as 24 other states, are reporting cases of this explosive diarrhea. Michigan is up to almost 1,300 cases when they normally only see 50 cases a year. But inquiring minds want to know, have you been to Taco Bell lately? And as always, count me out. I've heard of roasting nuts on an open fire, but never no shit like this.
And admitted he set his own genitals on fire. Police say Christopher Pettin of Fort Wayne first told them he'd been stabbed. Later, police say he admitted to cutting off his genitals in the garage of his mother's home. The 36-year-old then reportedly told authorities he poured gasoline on the dismembered organ and set it on fire. Our sister station in Indianapolis reports that he is now facing a charge of arson.
I don't know what's worse, cutting your own balls off or facing a charge of arson. Count me out. Like, you gotta be a special type of motherfucker to cut your own balls off. What could have been going wrong in this man's life to make him want to cut his own balls off? Did he play a bad game of Russian roulette?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I'm just saying, this story right here threw me completely the hell off. Count me out. So it looks like what Donald Trump said the other day about the ceasefire being over with is true, because the United States and Iran exchanged missile fire last night.
Overnight, a new round of U.S. attacks on Iran, larger in scope than those the night before, according to a U.S. official, striking at least 90 military targets in response to Iran's attack on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz.
America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises are no longer cost-free. Let me put it plainly. If you strike, you'll get hit.
And warning they will expand attacks to other American bases in the region if the U.S. attacks continue.
Now picture this. Donald Trump told everybody that this war with Iran would have been over in 4 weeks, but yet we're in our 5th month. But inquiring minds want to know, how many of y'all went to the gas station this morning and realized that it jacked up an extra 20-30 cents? There's only one motherfucker to blame for this, and you know who it is. Count me out. This is what occurs when you finally realize you've been lost in the sauce.
It's so hard for people, because I said it's not that you're dumb, you were fooled. That's incredibly hard to admit.
We are in the United States of algorithms right now, and MAGA media is very efficacious. It's very effective. We used to say, we're not in the cult, the outside world is the cult, and we're not the crazies, the outside world are the crazy.
I first want to commend these people from breaking loose from that MAGA bullshit. If all you do is watch Fox News, they can really brainwash your ass.
And they made me watch a documentary on January 6th, and I didn't even know what happened on January 6th prior to the PBS documentary. And I looked at him and I said, Scott, did that really happen? And he was like, where have you been?
If more people could wake up and start to use the old noggin, just maybe he wouldn't have never got reelected. But it's a little bit too late to change that. But going forward, you know how to vote. And if you don't, count me out. If this is how you motherfuckers think, I can clearly understand now why he loves you guys.
Well, when we had President Biden, he didn't do nothing for us. Everything went up. It was war. He never did anything for us.
What did President Trump do for you?
Oh, President Trump stopped the war. He helped the people.
What war did he stop?
Huh?
What war did he stop?
Oh, he give us money, help the people, he helped everybody. He did a lot for the community, a lot for the world, a lot for everybody.
Now I'm a little confused because I'm trying to figure out what war did he stop? We're 5 months into this war with Iran. Gas prices are high, groceries are high, price of living is high. But the icing on the cake is she said he gave us money. Who did he give some money to? You for this shit you saying? Like motherfuckers can't literally be lost in the sauce like this to believe some shit like this. For all you simple-minded motherfuckers that think like this, Google is your best friend. And on that note, count me out. So a little bit ago, the family of Nolan Wells held a press conference. More information was disclosed that I didn't know about. The family say the last time they seen Nolan Wells was July 3rd. The mother says he cooked dinner for them that night. And then he went to go spend the night with the 3 boys he went out on the boat with. The parents say he was real big on Snapchat, always taking pictures and videos. But when they retrieved his phone, everything was deleted. Now I know what you're thinking. They did retrieve the phone within that 24-hour period, so something would have been in his stories or his messages. They also stated that a family was camped out on Horn Island for the 4th of July weekend. So if for some odd reason Nolan would have stayed behind, someone would have been there and seen him. The father claims when they went to go retrieve his items, one of the 3 boys acted real nonchalant. All Nolan's items was at their residence. His car, his keys, and his phone. The father also mentioned that Nolan's coach contacted him and asked if he wanted to go search for him because the father doesn't own a boat. The father claims the same area that him and the coach searched is the same area where Nolan was found. So if he went missing July 4th, they went searching for him July 5th, and his body turned up July 6th, wouldn't somebody seen something? The fathers when they searched, the Coast Guards when they searched, the family that was on the island? Yeah, something not adding up. Count me out. Jackson County sheriffs are already claiming that the death of Nolan Wells was caused by no foul play. What did I say the other day? Whatever they findings are, they better not return back talking about no foul play. Authorities are already saying that Nolan Wells drowned, but are still investigating. And they have no information right now that will make them believe that there was a crime committed. Now, Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter state from what they understand, Nolan Wells decided to stay on Horn Island. But if that was the case, why didn't he take his phone? Not being satisfied with the information that's being provided, the family of Nolan Wells hired the attorney Ben Crump. The same Ben Crump that represented Michael Brown, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and others. Now, an autopsy was performed on Nolan Wells yesterday, but the findings won't be found out for a few weeks. But I'ma still say something ain't adding up. Y'all went to this island together. Why wouldn't y'all leave together? Y'all responsible for one another. Why wouldn't he take his phone if he decided to stay? And if y'all was his true friends, why wouldn't y'all tell him, no, bro, we came together, we leave together? Cause I mean, that's what real friends do. Count me out. So last night, while most of America was asleep, depending on what age bracket you fall in, Donald Trump tweeted out this: 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded and aimed at the Islamic Republic of Iran, with thousands of more to immediately follow should the Iranian government act on its threat pronounced in many corners of the globe to assassinate or attempt to assassinate the sitting president of the United States of America, in this case, me. But wait, there's more. Orders have already been given and the U.S. military is ready, willing, and able for a 1-year period of time, subject to extension, to completely decimate and destroy all areas of Iran. Praise be to Allah. President Donald Trump. All week, the U.S. and Iran have been trading missile shots back and forth. All week, the Islamic Republic has been chanting death to America and Donald Trump. Shit, in one interview I seen, Donald Trump seemed to be a little bit worried. But inquiring minds want to know, how do y'all feel about this? And as always, count me out.
And then you have the young lady make a statement, and she says, well, Nolan and I finished talking, and Nolan said he was going back to the boat. And then the boys on the boat said, no, Nolan told them he was going to stay with her. And so they are conflicting. She's saying he went and got on the boat. They saying he didn't get on the boat. So which is it? And all we know is Nolan is dead.
What was just said right there is clear evidence of foul play. There's two sides to this story. A young lady saying, no, he went to go get back on the boat. When you got three boys saying, no, he stayed on the island with that girl. You really have to ask yourself, why would this girl lie? What does she get from lying? Then you have to ask yourself, why would these three boys lie? Shit, apparently to save somebody's ass. I'm sorry, but a 6'1", 185-pound star athlete just doesn't drown. And all this happened on America's 250th anniversary, the same day that the white nationals went in march in Washington, D.C. Count me out. I could have swore I read somewhere that Iranian drones couldn't make it to the United States. Now they're saying Atlanta, Tallahassee, and southern parts of Florida, beware. Listen to this.
Model, there's about over 100 pounds of explosive. That's a pretty big bang, all right? And so they say these, that's why they call them kamikaze drones, right? So they crash into their target and they explode.
On a possible U.S. military conflict with Cuba, Jimenez emphasized speed and range, as these drones can fly 115 miles per hour and travel more than 1,000 miles, easily reaching cities in South Florida. The U.S. naval base at Guantanamo Bay, Tallahassee, and Atlanta are also well within range.
So because of the possible conflict between the United States and Cuba, thanks to Donald Trump, Iran can possibly fire drones from Cuba to enter into the United States? I guess you have to really ask yourself, would they be willing to do it? I mean, this is nowhere near the White House, but if it's getting reported on the news, it's definitely a major security threat. This is one of those times that I'm glad I live in the Midwest. Count me out.
Number one on the kill list for Iran.
Man, would y'all just get them already? I'm sure there's other people out there would agree.
They're lovely people. I'm number one, so I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I don't really care because I'm doing my job and I'm doing it, I hope, better than anybody's ever done it, because we have a country that's hot.
Now, we all know he ain't doing his job better than anybody that's ever done it, because if he was, he would have been focused on the American people and not this ongoing war.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. I mentioned it only because it's on the list. I mean, it came out. There was another list came out yesterday, and I'm number one on. I like being number one on TikTok better.
Here this man go talking about he number one on TikTok again. You can't even take this man serious. He's pure entertainment. While most Americans are suffering, he think this shit is all fun and games. Here's to another sad day in America. Count me out.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
So if he's not on Truth Social posting stuff like this, which is true by the way, he's talking down to reporters.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size. You are not a smart person.
He's gonna go down in history as one of the first presidents to have so much class. Where's all that energy when he's out of the country speaking to reporters? Why don't he speak to those reporters like that the way that he speaks to this one? I wish there was a better camera angle so we could have saw who he was speaking to like that. He will go down in history as one of the most disliked presidents of all time. What a disrespectful motherfucker. Count me out. So when Donald Trump traveled to Turkey earlier this week, he took his $400 million plane with him. Now he afraid to get back on that motherfucker.
I'd like you to address speculation that you're leaving Ankara not in the new Air Force One because of security concerns involving Iran. You've spoken today twice about them possibly assassinating you and possibly being successful. Did that concern have something to do with it?
Well, I speak about it a lot because, the life of a president is very dangerous. It's 5.2%.
Why can't this man just answer a simple fucking question? And on top of that, he's been president before. So why is he acting like this is something new? Iran got his ass shaking in his boots and not wanting to get back on that plane because of security threats. Like, picture this. Talking shit, but you in their reach. And now you afraid to fly back in the shit you flew there with. I could have swore this $400 million plane was fully equipped. Or maybe it's not. Count me out.
There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Every day is starting to show that starting this war with Iran was pointless. Because now gas prices about to go back up.
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
All this money that has been wasted when the deal was already in place, just to try to upstage Obama and look at the shit that's going on now. The U.S. military bombed Iran yesterday in retaliation from Iran bombing vessels trying to travel through the Strait of Hormuz the day before. This war definitely doesn't look like it's coming to an end anytime soon. But I do see gas prices going back up. It really makes you wonder if this was the plan all along. Inquiring minds want to know, what do you think of this? And as always, count me out.